So we are going to discuss one more experiment, of course a thought experiment to establish uncertainty relation. We have already seen one thought experiment, namely Heisenberg's gamma ray microscope, and from which we have established uncertainty relation that one cannot measure position and corresponding momentum simultaneously with arbitrary accuracy. The same thing we are going to establish through second experiment, and the name of the experiment is single slit diffraction experiment. Single slit diffraction experiment. So we know that microscopic particles like electrons, they exhibit wave-like properties just as a light. We know X-ray diffraction, and now in this particular experiment we are going to discuss how a beam of electrons, when passed through a single slit, undergoes a wave phenomenon, namely diffraction. So what we have in this experiment is, we have a beam of electrons passing through a single slit. So this is single slit having width d, and this is electron beam which is passing through this particular slit. This slit width is d, and electron finally strikes on a screen where it produces a diffraction pattern. So this is diffraction pattern produced by a electron beam which is passing through this particular single slit having slit width d. What we observed here is it produces a diffraction pattern in which the central band or the central maximum will be most prominent one, because most of the electrons strikes on the screen at the central band. The width of this particular central band, width of this central band or central maximum is proportional to width is proportional to slit width d. We mean larger the slit, greater will be the width of that central maximum, smaller the width, smaller will be the width of the central maximum produced on the screen. So electrons, when they strike on this particular screen, their y position, because this is y axis, and when they strike on this particular screen, the y position of the electrons which strikes on the screen in the central maximum is uncertain. So delta y, uncertainty in y coordinate of electrons which are falling in the central band, delta y is of the order of d, is of the order of d. This is our equation number 1. Uncertainty in position y coordinate of electron is nearly equal to slit width d. Now let us assume that the p is the momentum, this thing, p is the momentum of the electrons which strikes on the central maximum, and it makes an angle theta. So it's a very small angle which is made with this particular beam of electrons which goes in a straight line, and the one which falls in the minimum of the first maximum. So momentum of the electron beam striking which strikes in the central band is uncertain, or its y momentum is in between, because this angle is theta, this is front side, this is p sine theta, and this is minus p sine theta. So the momentum, total momentum of the electron is p sine theta minus p sine theta. P sin theta when it is from central, when this from the center to this particular point, and minus on the negative y axis. So total momentum of the electrons which are striking on the screen is 2p sin theta, and the momentum will be uncertain by this particular amount. Y momentum of the electrons on the screen in the central band will be uncertain by this particular amount. So I am equating this equal to delta py. So we have got expression for uncertainty in the position, y position of the electrons on the screen. We have got the expression for the uncertainty in y momentum of the electrons striking on the screen in the central band. So let us take this particular product, and as I have already said that we neglect these factors from 1 to 10, so this is of the order of p sin theta, and therefore this particular product of uncertainties or errors delta y, delta py, delta y is d and this p, so pd sin theta, pd sin theta. This is our equation number 3, and as we know that d sin theta is nothing but a lambda from Bragg's condition, and therefore p into lambda, p lambda, and lambda is nothing but h upon p, so this is equal to p into h upon p, pp gets cancelled, and we get the product of uncertainties as delta y, delta py of the order of h, okay, of the order of h. So when all other errors are concerned or considered, then the product definitely becomes greater than Planck's constant h. Similarly, one can prove that delta x, delta px, this particular product is greater than or equal to h, delta z, delta pz greater than or equal to h. So in this way, uncertainty principle can also be proved through another experiment, namely single slit diffraction experiment. So in this way, we have established uncertainty relation from the thought experiments, namely gamma ray microscope and single slit diffraction experiment. Let us go ahead and let us discuss the significance of uncertainty principle. So the next article to be discussed is significance of uncertainty principle. Significance of uncertainty principle. So we have already discussed that uncertainty principle says that one cannot measure position and corresponding momentum simultaneously with arbitrary or unlimited accuracy. The accurate measurement in x position destroys the accurate measurement of px and so on. And the product, this particular product delta x, optimum accuracy that one can obtain, this particular product is always equal to h cross by 2. This is the optimum accuracy in the simultaneous measurement that one can obtain. So remember that this is law of nature, this is limitation imposed by nature. This is neither due to lack of observation, because if you consider the measurement itself disturbs the experiment or experimental procedure itself disturbs the measurement, and therefore the act of measurement, such as looking at the objects, such as interaction of photon with electron and so on, so that interaction itself give rise to this particular errors, and therefore this is law of nature. This is neither due to the capacity of an observer to take accurate readings, nor due to limitations in the instrumentations we have. So even under ideal conditions, even when an observer takes the accurate measurements as much as possible, even though we have sophisticated instrumentation, even then the optimum error in the simultaneous measurement of position and corresponding momentum will remain at least equal to h cross by 2, and therefore this is called as law of nature. This is law of nature. In classical mechanics, one can measure position and momentum simultaneously with arbitrary accuracy. We mean in classical mechanics, one can make delta x 0 and delta px 0. This is possible in classical mechanics, but it is not possible in quantum mechanics or in the world of microscopic objects, because the product of uncertainties will always remain equal to or greater than Planck's constant. But remember, Planck's constant h has a very small value. H is 6.623 into 10 raised to minus 34 joule into second. So what this tells us? It tells us that the value of h, Planck's constant, the constant of nature, is extremely small, and that's the reason why in today's phenomenon or in the classical world, this uncertainty principle has no significance. The uncertainty principle becomes relevant and needs attention only in a microscopic phenomenon. So this is what about uncertainty principle or significance of uncertainty principle. Now we will discuss some of the problems which are based on the uncertainty principle. The first problem which I am going to discuss is as follows. We have a 10-gram bullet shoots through a cylindrical tunnel of 5 centimeter diameter. What would be the uncertainty in the velocity of bullet? What would be the uncertainty in the velocity of the bullet? So what is given is position is given. Its position is uncertain by an amount equal to diameter 5 centimeter. So this becomes 5 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter. M is 10 gram. This becomes 10 raised to minus 2 kg. And now we have delta x, delta px of the order of h, and this delta x is m delta vx of the order of h, and therefore uncertainty in x velocity delta vx becomes h upon m delta x. Substituting the values, h is 6.623 into 10 raised to minus 34. Then mass of the bullet is 10 gram, which is 10 raised to minus 2. And then delta x is 5 into 10 raised to minus 2. 5 into 10 raised to minus 2. So this is what we have. So when you simplify this thing, then uncertainty in the velocity of the bullet comes out to be 1.3 into 10 raised to minus 30 meter per second. So what is the uncertainty? So this is a macroscopic phenomena. Shooting of a bullet from a tunnel is a macroscopic phenomena, and therefore error in the measurement of its velocity comes out to be extremely small, 1.3 into 10 raised to minus 30. 10 raised to minus 30 is utterly negligible factor, so the error is as good as 0. So what this example tells us is that in a macroscopic phenomenon like shooting of a bullet through tunnel, the errors in the measurement of the physical quantities like velocity or position or momentum, they are extremely small and they cannot be experimentally measured. Then the second example which is based on uncertainty principle, is as follows. Suppose the instantaneous position of 1 gram of particle, instantaneous position of 1 gram of particle is measured within maximum possible error of 10 raised to minus 3 centimeter. So maximum possible error in the measurement of position is 10 raised to minus 3 centimeter. So delta x is given as 10 raised to minus 3 centimeter. Okay, what is the error in the corresponding velocity? As usual, m is 1 gram, which is 10 raised to minus 3 kg, and then delta x is 10 raised to minus 3 centimeter, 10 raised to minus 3 centimeter, which comes out to be 10 raised to minus 5 meter. And then, as usual, delta x into delta px is of the order of h. We have delta x, px is nothing but m times delta vx of the order of h, and therefore delta vx equal to h upon m delta x. When you substitute the values, delta vx, uncertainty in the velocity of this particular moving particle comes out to be 6.6 into 10 raised to minus 26 meter per second. How is this velocity? Again, is utterly negligible. It cannot be experimentally measured, so it is as good as zero and has no significance, because 1 gram of particle is a classical phenomenon, or is a phenomenon which belongs to macroscopic world. Then the last example which I am going to discuss is the electrons are allowed to pass through a crystal with lattice constant 1 angstrom. Electrons are allowed to pass through a crystal with lattice constant 1 angstrom. What is the uncertainty in its velocity? So delta x is given, which is equal to 1 angstrom, which is nothing but 10 raised to minus 10 meter. Delta Vx is given by h times m into delta x. Let us substitute the value 6.623 into 10 raised to minus 34. Mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg multiplied by 1 angstrom means 10 raised to minus 10. And when you solve this, then the uncertainty in the velocity of electrons passing through a crystal comes out to be 7.3 into 10 raised to 6 meter per second. How is this answer? Extremely large. So the error in the measurement of velocity of electrons must be at least of this particular order. So minimum velocity of electrons must be of this particular order, and this is in good agreement with experimental observations. So the velocities of electrons are found to be of the order of 10 raised to 6 meter per second experimentally. So this is in agreement with the experiment. So this tells us that the minimum velocity of electrons can be of this particular order. So today we will stop here.